This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
A standoff in the middle of St. Charles ends with a man in custody. It happened today after a court hearing at St. Charles City Hall. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Police swarmed the area in response to a hostage situation shortly before 10 this morning. Our Justina Cornell was at the scene all day and joins us live now at North 2nd and Monroe. Justina.
Mike and Ann, when we first arrived to the scene, this area was packed with police cars and police officers, and we saw SWAT crews heading to the garage behind me here. And after 2 hours, a man surrendered. Now, in this hostage situation, we've learned this involves a man and a woman, and the two are married. Police say they arrived to the scene at 9:53 this morning in regards to a disturbance call at the St. Charles City parking garage. That's when officers found the two near a car in the lower level of the garage. We're told the man was armed with a gun, and negotiators came in to defuse the situation. St. Charles Mayor Dan Borgmeyer tells me a court case wasn't favorable for some reason this morning, and the woman entered the garage and bystanders heard screams and gunshots. Now, police can't confirm a shot was fired, but say this man is known to law enforcement. Borgmeyer applauds the responding agencies today.
And the thing I'm proudest of is within 10 minutes of this happening, everybody was here. The police were here, fire was here, the bailiffs were all here, so they encapsulated the situation immediately, which we're very proud of in St. Charles.
We're told no one was hurt in this process for now. We're still waiting to see if charges will come down, but I'm told this is still a very active investigation. Reporting in St. Charles, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
Well, dandelions are back in bloom, and we're back in the 80s this afternoon. And summertime temperatures had people taking in the great outdoors at Frontier Park. Even the ducks were enjoying themselves today. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with a look at our Weather First forecast. And Scott, looks like tomorrow won't be as nice as today.
No, we have a severe weather threat tomorrow. Not so much so this evening, although isolated showers are certainly possible with a rumble or two of thunder this evening. But most of us turning our attention to tomorrow. We look outside right now. The humidity is creeping back in. It's been down to the south of the metro area, now creeping back to the north. You're looking down in Arnold right now. Whereas we look to the south of St. Louis, we have seen a couple of isolated showers and rumbles of thunder along this warm front, but it's only isolated chance this evening. Our main storm threat is tomorrow, 2 to 10 p.m. Severe storms will be possible tomorrow. Quick look at the radar around St. Louis, nothing really showing up right now. But as you look to the south, you've got a cell that's up along Highway 185 there northwest of Potosi. Another one over here that's been falling apart as it exits out of Marion County and into Clay County in Illinois. Anything we see this evening, very much isolated. If we can get one or two of these cells to sustain themselves, there might be a bit of hail. But for most of us tonight, it's the waiting game until tomorrow when our severe weather threat ramps up across the bi-state area, especially during the afternoon. We're going to track that out for you in a few minutes, talk about all the threats that we're looking at and the most likely areas to see those storms tomorrow. But one thing we can say for sure, tomorrow will be a Weather First storm alert day. Ann?
Thank you, Scott. And you can always get the Weather First forecast sent to your phone. Text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we will get you that link.
Red light cameras are returning to St. Louis. The Board of Aldermen approved a plan to install red light and speed cameras throughout the city. It's all part of a larger traffic safety plan. The bill now on the mayor's desk. Mayor Jones says she will sign it, saying it's, quote, a necessary tool in our city's ability to combat reckless driving.
It's been a week since the Great American Solar Eclipse.
Many parts of our viewing area were in the path of totality, including Farmington, Missouri. Farmington is reporting just how many people visited during the eclipse. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan was there last Monday, went back today to learn about how thousands of people left a lasting impact. Megan.
That's right, Mike. Well, eclipse tourism could generate hundreds of thousands of dollars for the area from just one weekend. Farmington's Eclipse Watch Party drew in people from all over the country and the world.
We stumbled upon the fact that Farmington was having a total eclipse of the heart watch party.
Catching attention all the way from California. Cameron Avila and his family flew in last week with one main destination in mind, Farmington. About 4,000 visitors trickled into Angler Park and their community that weekend, an amount Cameron wasn't expecting.
4,000, that's a lot of people. So that's more than I expected, but we really had no idea what to expect.
Someone else who wasn't expecting the large crowds, Dina Ward from the Farmington Regional Chamber.
We were not anticipating the amount of people that were coming from out of state like we had. We were not expecting that at all. We were very happy with the turnout.
Farmington's Eclipse Watch Party also caught the attention from people in almost every state and even from different countries.
We had the largest number of visitors from Minnesota, which was surprising, followed by Iowa and Wisconsin.
Businesses such as Walmart benefited from the large crowds coming in. Many did sales in one day of what they would normally do in a whole weekend. So how much did they generate from the eclipse?
With every hotel being sold out and that many people coming into the restaurants, it would be probably hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Momentum from the weekend could trickle down and last through the end of the year for the area.
Eventually, it'll just grow exponentially because as businesses grow and people start coming to the community, that adds tourism dollars, then that adds infrastructure dollars, which adds even more jobs and opportunities.
The watch party caught the attention of thousands. It left a lasting impact on the city and those who visited.
It really was the people that made the event so special. That really made such a difference. It was really memorable.
Now, Farmington hopes this will bring all of those visitors back to the city and turn into a lasting impact. And Cameron and his family tell us they already have a trip planned to come back soon. And
that is a sound we didn't expect for weeks, but experts believe we may see cicadas across our area sooner than originally expected. 5 on your sides, Holden Kerwicki is live in Madison County. So Holden, first of all, what's the reason behind the early arrival of these bugs? And I think a lot of people want to know, if you happen to find this out, are they going to leave earlier?
Oh, that's a good question, Ann. You know, we all have picked cicadas off of trees like this out in the yard as kids, but in the St. Louis region, we typically don't see them until May or June. But according to the experts I spoke to, we may actually see them by the end of this week.
On a typical spring day in St. Louis, it's not unusual to hear birds chirping, squirrels rustling in the leaves, or even see the occasional snake. But Butterfly House Manager Chris Hartley says you shouldn't be alarmed if you hear an unusual sound taking over the outdoors.
Pretty soon you're going to hear the sound of millions and millions of periodical cicadas emerging here in Missouri, something that only happens every 13 and 17 years.
2024 is a unique year for cicadas, with both the 13 and 17-year broods expected to emerge. But Hartley says that doesn't mean we're getting a double batch of bugs in our backyard.
Here in St. Louis, you're only going to see one brood emerge, but it's still going to feel like a lot of bugs.
Though cicadas aren't harmful to pets,
pets might actually enjoy their emergence because dogs and maybe even some cats will snack on them, and they're totally safe to eat. In fact, birds are going to be eating them. Lizards, frogs, it's like a feast for nature during this time.
That doesn't mean the insects won't make an impact on the world around us.
Cicadas, as adults, do feed on plants, but they're not crop pests. They're not going to be pests in your garden. They're going to take a little bit of sap, mainly from trees, and mature trees are able to handle it just fine.
However, Hartley says cicadas can still do a number on freshly planted spring saplings.
If you've just planted like a new ornamental tree in your yard and this is its first year in the ground, you might want to cover it with some bird netting or something like that. Really, newly planted trees are the only ones in any kind of significant damage.
Hartley told me that this early emergence of cicadas could actually be a blessing in disguise, because with temperatures expected to drop back into the 40s for lows over the weekend, it could actually spread out some of the emergence and slow down some of the cicadas that have actually come out of the ground already, so they're a little bit easier for predators to pick them off and have a nice little tasty meal. Reporting live in Madison County, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
The St. Louis County Library's new headquarters is taking shape, when it will open, and the celebrity guest who will be part of the celebration.
Plus, the measles making a comeback, what's causing a spike in cases.